Alright, so I'm going up to the John Deere dealer to pick up some parts for my John Deere 4710. I bought a new place and it came with a tractor, and that tractor needed a new hood, and the side panels, one of the side panels was busted, so I fixed that, I think. And the steering wheel, tilt steering, was also busted, so I got to pick up some parts for that. So let's do that. So I picked up the hood, and let me see what the old one looks like here. So this is what I'm dealing with. It's busted in several places, and this I can probably fix, or I can definitely fix. It's really not that big of a deal. A couple of other pieces broken off. Over here, this piece, but this can also be reattached, really. The biggest reason why I bought a new hood is where the hinges attach, and these are really thin, just little polycarbonate tabs here, both sides here completely busted off, so there's no fixing that. So I bought a new hood, and of course it doesn't come with any of the gaskets here, so I had to order all these foam gaskets. Those are 3 pieces, left and right, and the front, a new fuel filler, a couple of springs, the front hood latch transfers, and then there's another little neoprene piece up front. And let me tell you, none of this is cheap. So let's have a look at the new hood. So this is a new hood, as you would expect, you know, completely bare, but shiny at least. And here are the hinge attach points again. And look how thin these are. And I think I'm gonna lay 2 layers of fiberglass over these, one horizontal and one vertical, just to build this up and to transfer some of the load onto, you know, the outside of the hood. These are way too thin, and they'll break. I think they'll break right back off. The other thing I had is, this is a front grille, some steering components in here. So this is the front grille, and where the tape is, there was a crack, and it's actually surprising how well you can fix these. And this is probably a PC ABS blend, and I just put a piece of fiberglass behind it, and it works really well. So let me show you what the tractor looks like. It's in pieces down here at the barn. And I'm waiting for the weather to warm up to power wash this thing. So this is currently what it looks like. I have the panels torn apart. One of them had a crack in it. Sitting over here. So one of these panels, this one over here, this panel had a big crack in it. And here on the back side you can see the fiberglass. It repairs really, really well. So I didn't have to buy that, because that's probably not a cheap piece. So the front grille I just patched up, and I have that. Overall, I think the battery is good. This is a 4-cylinder Yanmar engine, rated at just about 47 horsepower, naturally aspirated. There's no emissions control, anything on it. So just exhaust goes straight out. The tires have seen better days. But I think it'll clean right up. Oh, the other thing that's wrong with it here, look at the tilt steering. So that's busted. The lever doesn't work. So I ordered the parts for it to fix it. I gotta look it up online to see how to fix it. Probably steering wheel comes off, this cover comes off, and then there are some aluminum parts that I already purchased to replace the steering over there, the tilt. Yeah, and other than that, this thing I think is going to clean right up. Loading capacity or loader capacity, I think it's 2,400 pounds. So, pretty good. So I'm tackling the steering issue right now, and let me show you what I've done. The first thing is you pull the dashboard out, and those are really just 4 screws, 2 on the top, 2 at the bottom, and you have to take the steering wheel off. Well, I was really lucky because the steering wheel came right off. I put a little bit of WD-40 on it, and then left the nut on it part ways, and then just hit it with a hammer a few times, and it came right off. And then of course underneath here you got to chase all the mice out of here, so there's usually a big nest. You unplug all the electrical, and that's what it looks like. And the parts I pulled off over here that are responsible for the whole tilt steering mechanism, they were all stripped, and I have them right here. I got them laying right here. So these aluminum teeth are stripped out, and they are just held on with Allen screws, which is great. So these 2 parts come right out, and then this goes over the steering column, and it engages on the side here, and all this is stripped. So, which is great because I have these 3 parts, and it's going to be a pretty easy repair, and it's going to go together just fine. So I'll check back with you. So I moved everything into the light here so you can see how these teeth are stripped out. And this is the steering column portion. And actually this is still in decent shape. I could have reused this part. So these are the new parts. The teeth are intact. And this is aluminum, of course, for corrosion protection. Oh no, you can see that this centerpiece is actually longer. Here, let me show you. And this is actually stripped off. So yeah, the teeth here, this long piece is broken off. It's just aluminum, and people probably use it to get on and off the machine, and then it just breaks. So this is what it looks like after it's all put together. I put some grease on the inside of this sleeve here. There were grooves in it. I think that's good practice. And then put the spring back on. It just you just put it on and turn it a quarter turn, and it locks into position. So now the lever goes underneath it, and then it pulls up on, and you can adjust it. But it's locked in. It's how it needs to be. For assembly, it is recommended to leave the steering column all the way down, all the way back, and it's easier to get the dashboard back on. So I'm going to do that next. Okay, so steering column all the way back. Put your dashboard back on it. At that point, you want to get your bracket onto these shafts right here. It's just a regular flathead screwdriver on both sides. And then put all your electrical connections back on. And it should go right into place. So it went together nicely again. I put a little grease on the steering column. Whoever wants to take it off next is going to have an easier job. Maybe it's me, maybe it's someone else. So, yeah, put the steering wheel back on, tighten that, get the throttle plastic piece back on. So I do this off camera, you know how this goes. So it's all back together here. So steering wheel is locked, and if you want to adjust it, you just pull this lever up, and then you can adjust it into a different position. You know, I kind of go somewhere in between because I'm pretty tall. Here we go. Fixed. Let's do something more fun. I think let's power wash this thing. So the engine is a little greasy, so I got some degreaser here, so let's see. Gauges work. So most of this is just farm schmutz, you know, you don't need a whole lot of chemicals on there. And the engine has a couple of areas, of course, where the hydraulics are. Over here, I'm just gonna spray some emulsifier on it. It's not too bad. I already cleaned the radiator screen out. These joints here, I'm gonna power wash these. Although you have to re-grease them because a lot of this grease is gonna fly off when I'm power washing it. And the other side of the engine, it's mainly just dust on top. A little bit of fuel spill over here. And then the side of the engine is actually pretty clean. There's a little bit of schmutz on here. Not too bad. All new filters on this machine, which is nice. So it was maintained well, and these are John Deere filters. That's gonna be the last time they're gonna get John Deere branded filters. And yeah, this thing should clean right up. Well, our tractor looks a little bit better now. Power washed. It's got to get those side panels back on it and the hood, and then it'll be in good shape. So it's time to put the stickers onto the hood here, and these are pretty heavy duty stickers. So what I'm going to do here is I need to measure what the distance is from the bottom of the hood to the sticker, and I did that right here. So I have this marked, and it's pretty consistent along the length of the sticker here. So I'm just going to transfer this mark onto this hood, and then I can position the sticker, you know, the way it needs to go. See, I made 3 marks on the hood, beginning, middle, and end, so that I know exactly where the sticker goes. And surface is clean, and I'm just gonna spray some soapy water on it, stick the sticker on it, and squeegee out the water from underneath it, and it should be no problem. Yeah, so this is what it looks like right now. I just use an old hotel room key and squeegee out the water from underneath it. So you got to do this quite a few times, you know, squeegee it out, you know, down halfway and then up halfway, and then the sticker will stick just fine. No bubbles, and you can always make slight corrections, but it is exactly on the mark. Okay, this is the other side. Decal is on. Looks pretty good. These decals are very thick, so you really have to work the water out from under it. You know, take your time. I probably spent about 10 minutes on this one, just squeegeeing out the water, the soapy water, and then make sure that it all sticks. So this is a finished hood. I just installed the foam pieces. They gave me one wrong foam piece, so I just took the old one off the hood and mounted it right here. This is my fiberglass reinforcement for the hood bracket. So I have one piece of fiberglass in the front that laps around to the back, so those are 2 pieces, and then I put 1 piece of fiberglass in the front. So I have 3 layers of fiberglass enforcing these connections that seem to break all the time. This is very thin polycarbonate material, so I'm afraid if you don't do this, it'll crack right away, and then it's going to be a weak point. The fuel door was a little bit of a challenge, but I got the springs all worked out. It wasn't too bad. I used a punch that fit through the round portion of the spring, so you can guide the spring, and then needle nose pliers to hook it into the hood. And this is it. So transferred the hardware, and the front has a little foam piece on it. I ordered a new one. Again, they are not cheap, but at least it looks good. Decals came out great, so let me mount this thing up. Okay, so my refresh is pretty much done. I got the new hood on the tractor. Looks pretty good. Fit is very good. Decals turned out nice. Got my fuel door all fixed. Figured out how the springs go. Yeah, side panel is fiberglass, so you can't even tell. And then put new lenses on my turn signal. And that's pretty much it. 836 hours on this tractor, so not much for being 20 years old. So that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you guys on the next one.